Before we get started, I just wanted to say big congrats to Goldie. 300 games, 17 years in the AFL, 300 games. What a career. You know, he's been there through the Boomer Harvey era. He's been there through the Adam Simpson era when he retired, been there through the Brad Scott era, been there through Noble and now Clarkson as well. So what a great career. What a way, he's got a few years to go in him, but what a great kind of finish to an amazing career, mate. Round 5 is finished. I'm sorry the team reviews come out so late, but it's happened. I'm here. Let's review my team this week. We did all right. As you saw from the title today, we actually went up in ranks again. So slowly catching back up. I think if I can finish around the top 1,000 mark, let's say, similar to what I did last year, I'd be incredibly proud and happy of my performance this year. My starting team was atrocious. So got a long way to go. It's only round 6 this week. As the same with everyone, I've been smashed by injuries, smashed by suspensions. I mean, Tom Green suspended, Will Days on another week of suspension, Camelides on another week. Well, he's got 3 weeks now, so I think he might be the rookie that ends up going out of the team this week. It's a bit rough, but similar for everyone. The way I've conducted the team, I think I'm going to have okay. I'm going to have at least one bench loop for every week, or for every line on the field, which I'm pretty happy about. Let's check out the team. Cool. So this week we scored 2,314. So pretty happy about that. I got a couple of loopholes kind of the wrong way. Jinby obviously didn't score that well. Same with everyone, though. Everyone's got him. Really happy with that score. And guess what, fellas? I actually managed to land a decent captain score this week. How does that ever happen? Big J landing a captain score. I didn't get a sub 100. I didn't get a 101 or a 113. Shrek Darcy, mate, saved my life. I'm really happy about it. We've actually gone up 14K ranks, so really happy about that as well. Slowly creeping up to the rest of the field, which is what we want to do. This should say 24 trades. Kind of alludes a little bit to what I'm actually doing this week, but I'll show you the rest of the team. Cool. So Jordan Dawson, mate, starting him was a bit of a shocker, but I'm happy I did. I'm happy I've stuck fat. A 170 odd last week, a 152. People are contemplating, Big J, do I get him in? I'm like, mate, he's still got a low break even. This is the last week. He could end up being like Oliver and Laird and be really expensive. He's now, I think he's outside of English, he's like one of the most highest averaging players in the game. 129 average, just ticked over that. So it's bloody impressive for a guy that is a defender. I mean, his M1 at the moment in averages. So it could be really cheeky and put him into that, go from here and put him into here if you wanted to. Dacos did really well. Pretty happy with that as well. Glad we made the switch when we did. Jinby, not so great. So I'm glad that he's named this week. Same with McKenna, another slow week. Both of them, I know McKenna's probably getting closer to his break even. So expecting him to top out about 350K, which would be bloody fantastic because we might be able to offload someone else plus him and grab a 500K player, which is kind of the aim of what we want to do. Wilmot scored better than McKenna again, but had both on field, and then Cowan as well. So he was my lowest scoring player this week. I'm happy with that. It happens sometimes. 40 is a lot better than a 39 or a 20. And then we had Day and Constable on the bench. Oliver brought him in this week. Started off the first quarter, end of the first quarter was on like 9 or 10. Ended up on a 115. So it's bloody amazing. I think they said in the stream that he had something like 20 possessions in the last quarter, a 90-point three-quarter game from him. So it's bloody fantastic. People were saying, yeah, we're going to get Oliver at, he's going to drop his first sub-ton and all this crazy nonsense. This is like, no. He's Clayton Oliver. You got to be happy with that. Rory Laird bounced back, which I was really happy with as well. Kind of showed the faith, brought him back in. Yes, he's a little bit cheaper than what we had him, but I think, yeah. So one more week of probably Rory Laird dropping in money. Fantastic for the people that waited. I probably could have, but with the way the trades and everything are going in my team, I'm happy just to lock in the position. Bontempelli, another amazing score from him. A lot of people picked him VC. A lot of people picked Dawson VC as well, or captain, one of the two. So I'm happy with ended up picking Darcy over here. Tom Green ended up getting suspended, 97. I'm one of the people who've actually got to hold him this week. So it's a bit sad, but it is what it is. If I had the extra trades, if I had the extra cash, putting him up to a Neil or a Took this week alongside doing some extra trades, like people could really go Mackenzie, Jinby plus some money and Tom Green plus some money to like Tuke and Neil this week. Imagine if you could do that. You'd be laughing. Unfortunately, that's not us. We'll probably be able to get one of those guys in next week. So that's kind of the plan at the moment. We've only got 7 upgrades left to do on field, depending on if Marshall stays, depending on if Will Day is going to end up being a keeper. So I can afford to wait a little bit of a week. We were around par. We still went up in the rankings. Yes, it's not fantastic, but I don't think we're going to be that far behind. Goulden, 88. He's one to watch out for. His average has finally dropped under 100. Sydney's a little bit funny with him. Sometimes he gets CBA, sometimes he doesn't. Seems to go really quiet during a game and then have like a big play. I know in the game before this one, he kind of bombed the ball from the midfield to the forward line, got a goal assist, did a few things that way that boosted his scoring up. Similar to this game as well. So maybe he's someone to really consider about and watching there. Happy with the 115 with Hopper. It's gone up to 4 or 8K. So, give him a couple of weeks. He could top out at 450, 460, end up being, a Lockie Neal or someone else, or even just coasting along, having him at M8 for a while, especially with that kind of, if you can keep around this price, keep around this average, that'd be fantastic for us. Ashcroft, 72. I know some people are looking at getting rid of him soon. If we just pull up, helps if I know how to spell his name. So if we just pull up his scoring, so an 80, 75, or 72, he's come off the 105 there. So maybe he's going to be stuck around that 75-ish average. Get a couple more weeks of scoring out of him, but he is one to look at getting rid of soon. Baker as well, getting very close to that. He had one good score in the 90s, I think like round 2 or 3. And after that, he's been basically scoring 50s. So it's time to offload these players. Cam McKenzie really sucks that he tanked his cash gen. He went down a bit of money this week, which isn't great. But yeah, he's the one to go for me this week. I think he's kind of tanked out his scoring. He won't get close to the 89 break even. So he's the one to go for me. Starting to offload these bench players and then upgrade on field, which is what we want to do. Davey didn't play. Hopefully he's named today. We'll wait and see. I think either they're named today or named on Sunday. So the Tuesday game. So just wait and see for that. Still has a lot of money to make. Can easily get to 250K. So offload him for a bargain basement rookie. Gets us like an Ashcroft upgrade to a premium in the back line, or gets us to a Baker upgrade, depending on if we have some money left over. We brought in Corey Wagner last week. It was a bit of a gamble, but it somewhat paid off. He did a lot better than the 39. I know some people in the Discord, he's looking at you, Mini Monk, don't like him in the team, but I think he was around the ball enough. He got the ball enough. I think it was like 12 kicks, 0 handballs, which is bloody fantastic for scoring. Just had a couple of turnovers. So he gets rid of those in his game. Kind of first game nerves. He can be a 60 average for us. It's all about just holding the spot. Longmuir says, hey, I think he's happy to keep him in the team. If they had lost and he has scored as poorly as he did, that might have been more of an indication of them getting rid of him, but they came out with the win. So I feel like clubs and teams aren't as inclined to kind of trade out players from their sides when they have a win versus having a loss. Sean Darcy. So he was our captain this week. Really happy with that for us. Love that score. 136, as I said at the intro. Happy to keep him in there. I was wary getting rid of him at one point, but 3 scores of over 100. We'll take that, right? Nick Madden, 0. Nah, just kidding. Marshall, 123. So really happy with that. I was a bit worried that, I think they're playing Collingwood, right? Really a bit worried that he'd put up a stinker score this week, especially with English getting like 130s every week. But I'll take a 123. He's definitely a watch and see to see what happens. Maybe he does better with a better forward line. We'll wait and see. Membry should be back in the next couple of weeks. Ben King probably a little bit after that. So, we might end up having to keep him all year. Or sideways trade to English if he bombs out in price. Dunkley, 133. So really happy that we kept him. Some people didn't actually keep him. They were like, yeah, let's get rid of Dunkley. He's put out a couple of sub scores. They were playing North Melbourne. They won. Whatever. Taranto, 115 as well. So similar to Hopper, really good score there. Rosie's one to watch out for a little bit like Goulden. Zach Butters did really well and Rosie kind of stunk it up. So he's had a couple of games now around that 80s and low 90s scores. So we need him to boost up his scoring by another 10 points to really be a keeper all year. We don't want to get punished by having him, which some people who have the extra trades could go into a Darcy Cameron, could go into a Petrarca who missed out on DPP by 0.7%. So it's rough for Petrarca, but really good for us for a person who's kind of locked in all the players in their forward line. Zeeble 106, pretty happy with that. Sheasel got 100, so hasn't scored under 100 all year. Bloody fantastic for a first-year player. Getting closer to 500k, but that's kind of what he's priced at as well. It's crazy to think that Zeeble and him, Zeeble started at 300k, and Sheasel will be more expensive than him next week. So, come on, that's insane. Chandler 56 as well. So he's one that I was hoping would be able to have a bounce back game this week. It didn't happen as much, but I think his break even is still a 47. So he should be able to get to 300k. If we can do that, we can offload him for a rookie, bank some money, and then we kind of go from there. He's got the potential to pop out another 90. If he does, he's going to reset his cash gen, which is what we're kind of looking for. Fergus Green, really happy we didn't offload him a couple of weeks ago for a Van Ruin or someone like that, because his break even is negative 15. So that's bloody fantastic. He might even get to 300k. Imagine Fergus Green at 300k. I'm getting flashbacks from Rochelle last year. And Camilliti as well. So sucks he only scored the 44. We didn't have him on field. That's okay, but suspended for 3 weeks. So we have to get rid of him. Sorry, Anthony. This week, I'm going to do 2 trades. So Mackenzie's out. As I said at the start, Camilliti's out. We were tossing up between Dylan Williams, Roberts, and Johnson, but Dylan Williams is dropped. So, I don't have enough money to go sideways to a premium. I wish I did, or I could, but it would mean dropping someone like an Ashcroft who I'd rather get his 70s on field at the moment. I'd rather bank some money this week, look who's cheaper next week, and upgrade from there. If you have a look, I've got 4 premiums here, so I've only got 4 spots left to fill, and then 3 spots left in the back line once Day comes back. So it's pretty doable. Guys like Sinclair, guys like Sicily might even drop in a little bit of money this week. So potentially, if I'm cheeky, I could do a boost with some cash next week and actually grab 2 defender premiums. That'd be bloody fantastic. We would have 4 or 5 trades left to finish my team. Ooh, that's pretty good. This week we're going Roberts in, stick him to the forward line. We're going Johnson in. Now, the way that I had this done before was actually pretty impressive. Kind of looking at loopholing as much as I can. I was going to go, so Wagner loophole with Will Day on field. So if Wagner does well, keep him on there, say, see you later, Cowan, and we just take his score via Will Day. Similar to this one, Matt Johnson on field. Davey comes to here. Yeah, that's how I did it before. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with Davey. If he's not named, we've got another loophole there, so that's fine for us. Tom Green's out, so we get to loophole one of these guys' scores, and I can do this. Oh, sorry, I'll figure it out. No dramas. Big J will figure it out. And then, yeah, Fergus Green down the bottom. Alrighty, guys. Let me know how your teams went this week. Sorry for the team review being out late. Remember, we've got our Supercoach group that's still running. You can still join. You just won't be eligible for, round 1 scores because we've already put out the rankings for those. You can win some amazing prizes. We've got a jersey for the highest ranking winner for the year. We've got some AFL tickets for the guy who scored the most points in a week, and an AFL voucher as well. Here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you don't have to. Bye for now.